Okay, we're going to do this on the fly. What's up, YouTube? We're recording a video here really quick on live stream. There was a tournament over the last few weekends here. It's Future Legends tournament. Many of you have heard of it. Other weeks here, we can see Northridge squads, TV squads, and then they went in, they took some feedback from the community, TV station Northridge solo, and then next week is going to be farm. There's been some drama that kind of came up here in this last week. There was a lot of speculation that some of these top players were in fact a little suspicious, anywhere from potential ESP to lobby stacking to performance enhancing DMAs, etc., anywhere in between. I'm obviously, as a creator, in quite a few different discords, and there was a ton of receipts through the entire community. So first and foremost, I want to kind of get ahead and praise the ABI team for actually investigating some of this stuff. And I also want to say an additional kudos to, I'm not going to say names specifically, but there were a lot of creators as well as just people within those creators community that did a lot of legwork, a lot of CIA work, a lot of FBI work, and going around and compiling anywhere from DMs to Discord screenshots to clips and anywhere in between. So I woke up this morning and some of these discords were completely blown up with some citation. Again, I'm not going to share anything personal, but we are going to talk just really quickly about what we know for sure. And that was multiple individuals have been removed from this week's leaderboard. So kind of leading into towards the end, this isn't the final screenshot, but this was kind of the most recent one that I was able to grab. A handful of individuals were removed from the leaderboard for, whether it be lobby stacking, cheating, DMing, whatever, anywhere in between. Apparently, there were a lot of Russian streamers that were working together, and there's clips out there that, people would go into these said lobbies and they'd be shooting in the air with a vector, and these people would be W keying and being able to clear the entire lobby. Now, I know myself and many others played majority of the weekend, and we were full W keying and had troubles getting above like 6-7 kills, just because, Northridge is a huge map. To be able to scour the entire map and literally fully wipe the entire lobby was tremendously hard. And not to mention, some of these extract values were a little suspicious. Now, again, I only have the screenshot for the extract values, not the actual kills, but people were getting like 11 kills. So to get it out of the rip here, there is 5 players that were removed from the leaderboards: Lasker, NPC, Sunder XO, Hunts GG, and Aboit. I'm not sure exactly how to say that name, but you can see even right here, this is when Lasker started to actually participate. And again, 10.8, 10.7, 9.5. I think he ended up getting like a 14 and an 11 in his top 5. And there was just a ton of suspicious clips going around, anywhere from, like, again, lobby stacking. Apparently there's a few cheater discords that they were all collaborating within. Again, there was just a ton of receipts from the community that were brought to the ABI team. So big shout out to not only the people that did all the legwork to find all that information out, but also bring it forward, and big kudos to the ABI team for actually doing something about it. From what I've heard from some of the ABI team, they're actually going to be taking a look at some of the previous tournaments. I don't think some of the payouts are there yet, but as you can see, one of those said names were Sunder, and he was actually second in Northridge for the loot value. And we'll probably see, TV station Hunts, he was there. Aboit right here, he was on the TV station top kills. Same again, Hunts right here. So again, they've been kind of ingrained in some of these tournaments, and just some of the things that were happening throughout, like top of the kills. There's some fantastic gamers in the ABI team. I by no means am one of those, top skilled players, and these guys were struggling to get anywhere near some of these numbers. And that's not to say that even some people that are past streamers are fantastic gamers that are capable of doing these types of numbers, but definitely some things felt off, and a lot of people did some legwork and exposed some of it. So those 5 have been removed. So going from something like this, again, this wasn't the final count, they were removed and a few more people shifted up. I benefited from this. We came in 4th out of all the streamers, and you can see these 2 are community members that were in there. So good job to everybody around. Good job to everybody that is trying to keep this an honest competition for all participants involved. But yeah, one of the hardest things to track down is DMA cheating, but it does seem like it got to a point where some of the cheaters started to combat one another, and there were some leaked DMs. Again, I won't say specific names, but there were leaked DMs where they were kind of frustrated with one another, and some of this has been exposed. So I'm happy that some of this was adjusted, and I look forward to seeing some amendments on previous week's winners. And who knows, maybe some of the, I don't know. Again, I'm sure they have the data as to who was 6th, 7th, 8th, etc., and everybody's going to kind of shift up. So I think some of all of this though is going to be rectified. I know that they're looking at doing like some tournament servers for ABI, but they don't have that framework in quite yet. Maybe we'll see it towards the end of summer. I don't know. I know that they're working on a hideout this summer as well, but I think it'll get rectified quite a bit when that comes out with tournament servers, because they could easily do it where maybe they only do a 3-4 hour tournament window for only the tournament participants, and just make it where it would be almost impossible to do any lobby stacking and that type of thing. So I really think the pivot to the actual solo mode really exposed some of these individuals, because again, you know, you could kind of hide in behind team gameplay and having people stack loot and all those types of things, but I really think the solo kind of shone a light on some of it. So again, I don't know if it's just those 5, if there's maybe more, maybe some people that are sticking, you know, able to stay under the radar. I don't really know, but it's pretty cool to see that something was actually actioned on it, because I do know that there was some conversational rumbling over the last few weeks here in terms of how these kill leads were going, and we'll see. But the fact that they did that is pretty cool. So that's kind of the current drama that we woke up today. The next event is next weekend for Farm. It goes back to squads, which will be a lockdown only, and it's good to see that that was adjusted, because you know, these events, there is some decent cash prizes for the people that place, and not to mention for the community as well. There's $1,000 up for grabs in these communities for people that have registered to it, and that's kind of what we saw in this particular week in Northridge. These two will split 1,000, then it goes 1,600 to the first place, so Mem will win that, and then 800 for Track and Malloy, and then 400 myself and Mr. Bake Jake. Good job, ABI devs. Good job to everybody that hunted these types of things down and trying to keep these tournaments with a bit of integrity. So
like and subscribe on YouTube. Also check all of our ABI content, because we have some fantastic videos, including but not limited to top meta guns, also lobby, also best ways to make money, and best settings for ABI. Have a great day.